Hi everyone, welcome back to Ian and Antonia's Escapades. Now, in this month's banners collaboration, the subject is what will motorhoming and caravanning look like in 10 years' time? Now, be sure to look at the other videos in the collaboration and see how they predict the world of motorhoming will change in the next 10 years. You'll find the link to the collaboration in the description below and at a card at the end of the video. Now, some people might predict flying motorhomes, AI robot chefs, holographic windscreens, I don't know, all sorts of fancy gadgets. But if you followed our or for a while, or if you've seen our recent thing one day for Spain and Portugal, you know that we like to keep things pretty much grounded in reality. But first of all, let's look at the big one. That's 2030, not 2036 necessarily. And that's when the UK is currently banning the sale of new petrol and diesel vehicles. Now, fortunately, there's a bit of reprieve for us motorhomers because they're deemed as special purpose vehicles. They've been given a bit of a reprieve. So whilst cars face a 2030 target, the new internal combustion engine motorhomes can be sold until 2035. But here's the reality for 2036. Even if you could still buy a diesel van in the next 9 years, would you want to? By 2036, the infrastructure for diesel is shrinking already. Petrol stations will start converting pumps to chargers, and low emission zones like the LEZs in London, the ones you get in Bristol, and all over Europe now, they're likely to expand to cover the majority of the country. So in 10 years' time, our freedom won't be limited by our engines, but more by where we'll actually be allowed to drive without paying some massive 50 quid, 100 quid a day surcharge. Now, the second major issue in reality is weight. Electric motorhomes are here, but they've got a massive problem. Batteries are heavy. Now, currently, most motorhomes, or many motorhomes, aim for that 3.5 ton sweet spot so they can drive in a standard Category B license. But an electric equivalent of our current van would likely weigh 5-6 ton just to get a decent range. Now, I know the government's looking at raising the weight limit for electric motorhomes to, I think, 4.25 tons for standard motorhome licensed drivers. However, in 10 years, as the average age of motorhomers continues to rise, I predict a massive shift towards smaller, smarter and lighter vans. The mega motorhomes, those sort of over, let's say, over 7 meters long, the ones certainly over 4 or 5 ton, are going to disappear because they're going to be 8 or 9 ton once they put the new fancy batteries in. And so people who don't want to take a medical every 3 years, once they get over 70, they're going to struggle, aren't they? Now let's talk about technology. In 10 years' time, I don't think we'll have AI driving our motorhomes at night while we sleep, but I do think we're going to see the end of the sort of disconnected travel. By that I mean about internet connectivity. During our 71 days in Spain, one of the biggest stresses wasn't the driving, it wasn't even really the fridge disaster, it was staying connected. But I reckon by 2036, Starlink style satellites will be providing the internet for virtually the entire world. But that, of course, is going to come at a cost. I think they charge like 90 quid a month at the moment. God knows what it'll be then.
Experience Aetherlink, next-gen global satellite internet. Unlimited data and low latency for only £200 per month.
Now, campsites are already evolving. Many campsites now charge you for the amount of electricity you use, as well as the pitch and the number of people, blah, blah, blah. But I believe electric hookups are going to be replaced by sort of high-speed charging sockets. You probably won't be paying for a pitch per se. You'll be paying for the amount of kilowatts you've used while you're there. But for those of us who like wild camping or airs, I expect there's going to be a much more regulated situation there. There's going to be sensors and cameras that monitor the sites. Won't be people there taking your money and everything. They may replace them with honesty boxes, or more likely you're going to have to pay up front on the central app before you even leave your driveway. So that's I can see that being a big change. And then look at the money. Our cost while we were in Spain was a bit eye-opening. We take the data and project it forward 10 years, even with modest inflation. A ferry to Spain that costs, say, 600 to 900 now going to cost, I don't know, 900 to 1200 in 2036. Motorhoming and caravan has always been seen as the cheap way to see the world. But in 10 years, it's going to move even further into the premium hobby space, I think. We're going to have to be much smarter about how we travel. We'll be looking for value tours and fuel-efficient routes rather than just wandering aimlessly. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Because even in 10 years, the feeling of waking up, opening up the door and seeing a new view that isn't your back garden, that's a piece of tech that will never go out of style. So while others are dreaming of flying vans, that's my reality check for 2036. Better tech, tighter rules, higher costs, but the same incredible sense of adventure, I hope. I'll put a link to our 71 Days in Spain in case you like to see that and you get some idea of the cost and the reality of life on the road right now. But if you enjoyed this grounded look at the future, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'll put a link to our 71 Days in Spain playlist in the description below so you can see the cost and the reality of life on the road right now. Be interested to see what you think it's going to be like in 10 years, what those prices are likely to be like in 10 years' time. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next escapade.
So thanks so much for watching. We really do appreciate your support. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on our future escapades. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. So why not drop a comment below.